So today we are going to study based on the financial management topic, which is the new topic on the chapter 6, which is about the capital expenditure decisions. And then we continue with the homework assignment that I was giving you on the last weeks. So if we would have a time for homework assignment, then we can complete them by today. If not, we can move it, or we can leave it on tomorrow, on the next class, which should be tomorrow, the Friday. So the Friday, tomorrow, we have a same class as normally at the same time. And as well, we will have another 2 more classes on the next week. So I hope those classes will be the last classes on financial measure, that we can finish or complete all our topics and assignments as well. And on the next Friday, we'll give you the instruction on exam. So the date of the exam when it would be handled on, the submission date of your exam papers, and we'll instruct you how many and what kind of practice exercise you will have on financial management. Okay. So first of all, as we have a clear mind at the beginning of class, let's start the new topic based on financial management. That is so interesting. So capital expenditure decisions. So topic and structure of the lesson would be, so we're going to study about the different methods of capital expenditure decisions, that we can make decisions based on our investments or projects, and we can use a different methods or techniques, we call it, like payback method, accounting rate of return, and some of the discount cash flows techniques, which is the net present value, or sometimes we call just NPV, and the internal rate of return, or IRR. Maybe you have heard about these techniques. That's most used in the company. That's a very useful methods based on the investment decisions. So let's introduce to the expenditures. So the capital expenditures include the investment in equipment and plants. So first of all, when we are going to expend our capital, which means we are going to invest the company's money for different projects. That, for example, in this topic, we are going to study and learn about how we could invest and in what kind of method we can invest our money in equipment and plants, as example. And for example, when we are as a company, we are going to invest the money in equipment, which means in the new equipment or some additional equipment, or in the plants in our production, for example. And these expenditures, which means these investments may reduce the production cost. As example, they reduce the working capital investment, like speed production, like expand production capacity. This is, as example, when we buy a new equipment in our production. So with that equipment, we can expand our production, right? Our production, we can sell, we can increase our sales, and as well we can enhance the product quality. For example, the equipments they have the lifetime, and as well the technology is growing up and developing. They're still developing and will develop, of course. So in that cases, we can buy a new high technology equipment, which is actually increase the product quality, our quality. So here is we are talking about the production companies or some which is selling the goods, making the goods, or just selling the goods. And if we talk about the services, just let me show you the another examples. And in these kind of investments, we use the incremental cash flows to measure the investment results. So that means incremental, which means the increasing, rising cash flows. So when we are going to make any investment in the projects, as to buy a new equipment or the plants, we use the cash flow statement to determine the investment results, which means to determine the profit of the project. The investment analysis can also be applied to business investments that are treated as expenses. So, first of all, when we do any kind of investment, we can make investment based on the equipment and plans, like buy a new equipment or plans, or buy a new fabrics. As well, the investment can be treated as expenses, like when we invest the money in advertising campaign or in the research and development. This could be concerned based on like service company, for example. The service company, they have no reason to buy like equipment, for example. And like equipment, which means like some machineries or some additional equipments in the fabrics. And they can invest the money on advertising, right? Or the research and development project. And this is also investment. So all expense made to increase the sales, to increase the production, would be seen as investment and of the company's capital. As well, for example, the new product introduction also required the rigorous analysis. Like, for example, the company or the production company, say, going to introduce the new product, some new goods or services. That depends on the company. And this new product introduction as well requires some investment, right? To make a research and development based on the product. For example, maybe to train the staff or recruit the new staff. And as well, the new products require some investment in equipment or some macro expenses. So when we do advertising or promotions, this is so. Here is we have talked about the investments that we can do based on our capital. So there is a few ways, different types of investments can be done based on equipment and plan, or some expenses like on advertising or research and development, or as well some on the marketing expenses, or some investment in new products or equipment that I have taught already. Yeah. So what is actually the capital expenditure decisions? Right now I have explained you about the investment projects. What kind of investment project can be done based on the capital? So to make any decisions, before to make any decision based on the project, we have to identify the profits of these projects, right? And first of all, the risks of this project and the profits of this project, and actually the meaning of the project, if it's really applicable in the market. And about the capital expense decisions, this is all long-term decisions that they require the evaluation of cash inflows and outflows over the several years to determine the acceptability of the project. That means we are talking about right now the financial managers. When they are making the decisions, or the top manager decision based on the investment, they evaluate the cash flows of these investments, the cash flow of the project. For example, if your project requires several years to get the profit, then you have to evaluate the cash flow of this project during over these several years. And we are going to study about the methods and techniques, how we can identify which project is the best, or otherwise is that project are acceptable or not in the current moment, in the current market. And this is called the capital expenditure decisions. And as well, it has a significant impact on the competitiveness of the business, which means it has a very high impact on the company, which is striving around the competitors in the market. So here is the interesting things are coming up. I have some proposals. Let's see that is it true. Like some of you say, the sooner you collect your investment is the better one. So we have a few methods how we could identify which project is the best and is it acceptable or not. So let's see what we have. The first of all, here is I'm going to present you the capital expenditure approval process. How actually the approval process is going up. Here's a few steps that would help you. This is not some standards I'm giving you. This is just most in which kind of steps it comes out the approval process. The approval process can be changed based on the companies, based on the actual production of the company, based on the markets of the company. It can be some steps can be adjusted, some of them can be rejected. Depends on the company and investment itself. Let's see. First of all, the approval process comes with the step project generation. So this is the project generation, which means when the project is actually being created, it's often initiated by the manager in the business unit. So the manager of the business of the company, they are the main initiators or creators of the project. And as well, this consists with the strategic plan and corporate guidelines. That means all the projects that is being created or being offered by the managers, they have to be supported by the strategic plan, right? This is like a logical. Of course, we have to see in our paper all the strategic plans of this project. And as well the corporate guidelines, the step of the process itself. And here is one thing saying you that the managers may use the discretion and not submit the project that may be acceptable to the business, but which may pose some risk for the division. So this is sometimes in the case of the project which brings a high risk for the company or for the specific department of the company, and the managers of those departments can reject the project at overall for the company. That could be done. This is because the managers of the department, they have their own opinion. Of course, they consult about the departments, and there's some risks that which brings for the departments. Like example, let's say we have some sales department and the marketing department, which is the two most of common departments that we can see at any business, right? So, for example, the sales department, has the project like introducing a new product or introducing new services, but the sales department may think that the introduction would be very risky and bring some losses, and they can, like the manager of the sales department can reject the project at overall. But if the manager of the sales department will have some the open relationship with the marketing department, let's say, and with the other different financial department, like let's say, and the logistic one, if they have make a team, a group, and have a discussion based on the introduction of a new good or product or services. So they could find the very good solution for this and find that the project can be acceptable. Like example, the marketing department can offer very good advertising campaign, let's say, or some promotions, right? As well, the financial manager can manage the budget for this project. So this is we are talking about, that when you're in your company, the managers are going to make analysis based on the project. They have to consider and make let's say, make a whole common decisions with the rest of the departments. Have a discussion, have a teams, have a all the corporate guidelines with the rest of departments, you know. This is very important when we work together and we have some consideration based on the rest of departments. Okay. So, sorry, I have some. Okay, are you asking the break for prayer? Let me see. Are you okay? Are you going after 5 minutes? Okay, so good. So this is the first step is the project generation. Next one is when is project being generated and have been supported by strategic plans. The next step comes with the evaluation and analysis of the project cash flow. This is the most important step in the project, in the approval process. When we are evaluating and analyzing the project based on its cash flows. Let's see, first of all, the cash flows of the project must be given over the life of the project. That means, for example, your project is being proposed for the 5 years. So you have to get the cash flow statement of the project over these 5 years. Like, for example, first of all, the cash flows when it comes like outflows, like cash outflows of the statement of the project. It shows you how much you invest to the project and how much you're going to expend to the project. And the cash inflow shows, based on the project, cash inflow shows how much you will get the profits based on this project. And as well, it's difficult to detect bias in estimate of cash flows. That means sometimes it's difficult to make analysis based on only on the cash flows, because cash flows can be defined because of the time value. And divisional manager may have the best knowledge of their business and market. Most of the divisional managers, they are making the evaluation analysis based on the project, because they have the knowledge of their business and market itself, right? They have the department, they have the knowledge and experiences based on the particular project. The next step comes with the progress to approval. So this is the most important the step in the approval process, because after this step, in this step, we're actually going to approve or reject the project itself based on the previous analysis of the project. So here we say that the larger the project, the higher the level of authority for final approval. And as well, you know, the larger this project, they have a more risky, right? A political process may take place due to strong competition for the project approval. This is like, for example, when we have the government project and they can get the proposal from a different companies. That can be taking some political process of this project. And as well, initiators need to justify and sell the project. So who is going to initiate the project itself, like division managers, they have to justify, and which means approve, and sell the project, which means justify and project that it efficiently and brings the profit to the company. Okay, let's make the break for 5 minutes. Is it enough? Or you need for the 10 minutes? Okay, break for 10 minutes. Then we will back to our slides. So the next step comes with the progress to approve. This is the most step when we are going to approve or reject our, accept or reject our project, actually, which could be project or some proposal from managers. The first say that the larger the project, the higher the level of authority for final approval it has. Actually, yeah, that's true. The larger the project, all the top managers have to consider it, have to be considered in the approval process, right? And as well, this is the consideration comes with when the project has a higher profit, then it says it seems that the project have a higher risk. It's more risky, right? Have a higher risk. Some political process could take the play due to strong competition for the project approval. For example, in your country, for example, the government wants to build a new stadium, like sports stadium. So the project, this project on construction of the stadium could be proposed for all construction companies, and we will have some very high the competitiveness of the construction companies for the project, because project, for example, very huge one and have a very huge budget on this project, right? And some political process could be taken in this project is because of we are going to build like some governmental building, like this like a sports stadium, which takes plays as importance the place of the countries, right? And initiators need to justify and sell the project. This is talking about who is going to initiate the project itself, who is proposing the project. For example, like divisional managers, they have to justify, first of all, that the project is profitable, and try to sell the project for the top manager. What that means, the sell project, to show the all strategic plan, the budgeting plan for the top managers, and justify that it's profitable and have a low risky. And in that the station of 3, comes the progress to the approval of the project. It could be it could be accepted or can be as well rejected, right? Next steps comes with the analysis and selection of projects by corporate managers. Here is, for example, if we have a few projects or a few proposals, for example, on the capital investments, let's say from different division managers. In this case, for example, if we have to select one project only, which is the best, which is the most profitable, which have a low risk, so in this process comes, process would be based on the corporate manager, which is going to analyze and select the best project among the rest of. The next step comes with the implementation of project itself. So once the project is already been accepted and been approved, we are going to implement the project itself. Like if we have, like for example, capital expenditure project, like we are going to run the advertising campaign. So how we are going to implement it? we must have the guidelines. Of course, we must have the plans, the steps how we are going to start the implementation of the advertising itself, right? So at the implementation of project, it may involve the construction or purchase of new assets, staff training, recruitment, and new staff. This talks about when our investments would be done based on acquiring the new equipment or plans. So we might need to purchase new equipment, some assets like here it says, or for this, if we do buy new equipment, like new machinery, if it's totally new one, high technology, of course we have to train our staff, right? To train the staff, it as well takes some expenses, right? Or we might need to recruit a new staff. You see, all these, the expenses which is made during the projects, during the implementation of projects, would have to be considered in the project budget. Okay, because these expenses which is made during the implementation of project, like we make expenses for training the staff, or some repayment, or buying new some details for the equipment. This is all is the cash outflows, which means we spend the money, and they must in the project investment budget. The next step comes with the post-completion audit of the project. So we're going to audit and monitor of our project like a year or more after the project is implemented. Mostly, for example, the division managers, they monitor their project after 1 year is when it's already running and being implemented, or after the few years could be. Evaluation of accuracy of the initial plan and cash flow. Of course, we do evaluate our initial plan of implementation of the project itself. We evaluate our cash flows, which is cash outflows or inflows comes based on the project. We do make consideration. We do let's say compare our the fact plans, which has been the existing plan, with the planning, which has been the previous planning, initial plans, which have been organized before. We have to consider all the differences we have solved. And then we have to evaluate, make the analysis of the outcome of the project, which is the results. We are going to the audit to monitor the profits based on project that it brings to the company, right? Because this all must be considered when the completion of project comes at the end. So that what we have planned actually before the starting the project, and what we have done at the end of the project, like what kind of results we have got. This is all must be considered and must be compared with the plans. So this is like a approval process I was giving you with a few steps, like 6 steps only. But this is not the standard approval process that can be taken for any kind of company. This is just for you some guidelines how you can monitor and how you can run your project based on which kind of process. This is I think all must be familiar with you. Next one, let's see. Right now, we're going to move based on different methods and techniques that we are going to use in making the decision based on the project. So before we have studied what kind of project can be done based on capital investment, right? You know that could be done based on the acquisition of equipment, like buying new equipment plans, or expend the money to some advertising or marketing, the campaign or some promotions. or investment on the research and development projects. This is all the different investment decisions can be done. And we have seen the process, the approval process, how it's been run, in which steps is actually in most situations it's been running. And now we are going to see what kind of techniques and methods can be used in making the decisions based on the project. This is the most important, the top step of the approval process. This is the second step of the process when we are evaluating and making the analysis based on the project. You remember, the second step is about the evaluation and analysis of the project itself. So the technique is for analyzing the capital expenditure proposals. So here we say that about analyzing the capital expenditure proposals, or sometimes we can call capital expenditure decisions, or like a project. Like proposal is same as a project. So first of all, we consider the costs and the benefits of the project over several years. That means, first of all, when we make the analysis of the project, we must consider how much cost it takes and how much the benefit it brings for the company. And over the several years, that means how long we run the project over all these years. The cost and benefits must be considered, right? Like first of all, we can see the cost which would be taken in the project. We call it cash outflows. Like cash outflow, that we spend the money for the project. This is like, first of all, this is initial cost. This is like investment cost. For example, when we buy new equipment, the acquisition price for the equipment, the expenses that we made when we have bought the equipment, for example, itself. And some operating expenses could be operating costs over the life of the project, like maybe our project, like if it's new equipment, needs some repayments in the future, or train a new staff. And this is cash outflows when we do spend the money for the project. The next is we have to be considered based on the cash inflows. This is the cost savings and additional revenues and any proceeds from the sale of assets that result from a project. Sale of assets. This is all about what kind of, how much the profits the project it brings to the company. Like a cost savings. For example, this is all about when we buy a new high technology equipment, how much we can save in the expenses, like example. Or how much additional revenues, if it's like a very quick and fast equipment, how much revenues it brings for the company, which means additional revenue beyond of the standard revenue we are receiving. And of course, some kind of revenues from the sales of assets. For example, if at the end of the project we could sell that equipment, and you do remember about the residual value of the equipment, how much it brings at the end of the project, how much the revenue that brings equipment itself. So this is all about how we consider the cash outflows and inflows based on the project. This is very important because based on these cash outflows and inflows, we are going to make analysis and the evaluation of the project. Let's see the next one. And right now we're going to see the techniques or methods, we call it, to make analysis based on the capital expenditure proposals or the project. Let's say I would call it just a project, okay? First of all is the payback method, next one accounting rate of return, and some of discount cash flow techniques. We're going to see the payback method, first of all, and accounting rate of return. Then we move for discount cash flows techniques. And you must remember that, for example, the discount cash flows techniques, which is DCF techniques, they explicitly consider the time value of money. And the payback method and counter rate of return, they don't actually consider the time value of money. What is the time of value of money? It's for example, you know that the money lose its value over the future's time, right? Over the days. So in the DCF technique used, they consider about the time value of money that will be taken in consideration. In the payback method, we are not considering about the money that is losing its value in the future's outflows or inflows, let's say. Okay, that would be seems very clear in the examples. So here is some example based on the Monarch Medical Center. So it has two projects. Like let's say the two alternatives of the projects. First of all, this is a medical center is thinking about and making evaluation based on two different projects, like purchase to buy an additional CT scanner or replace the current CT scanner. Replace, which means replace to buy a new one. Some issues could be like, let's say, more modern than the previous one. So I hope you know what is a CT scanner. Like in medical centers, if you would like to see our bones, that we can see through the CT scanner, like a scanner of our the bones, right? Okay, let's see. So we have two different projects, and the manager they have to make the analysis, evaluation of these two projects, and choose one project from those two, which is the best project, which project it brings the more profits. Let's see. Like for example, first of all, we are going to see the analysis of the project based on the cash flows. Okay, how much we do spend on the project and how much we would get and the profits of those projects. First of all, comes with the initial investment, that how much we invest in the project. Acquisition cost, that the price of the CT scanner itself. If we buy an additional CT scanner, it will cost us 585,000 of US dollars. If we replace the current CT scanner, it costs us 676,000. So I might guess when we replace the current that it's more expensive because maybe it's a more new model of the CT scanner might be. Here I have no explanation actually, unfortunately. So installation costs. When we purchase an additional, we need some installation costs for the additional CT scanner. So it takes around 74,715 of US dollars. And at the second project, when we replace the current CT scanner, we have no any installation cost because we are replacing. We are putting on that place where it's been the old one. For the additional one, we might have to prepare the special place or the room for the CT scanner, let's say. Okay. Next one, the process of sale. Like this is process of sale that if we sell the old assets, how much we could get the revenues from those assets. Like as in the first one project, we are not going to sell our CT scanner because we are buying additional one. We have to put additional, so we are going to use the two kind of CT scanners. So the price of sales is equal to 0. The second project is the price of sale, which is the residual value of the the old CT scanner is equal to 150,000. So as we are going to replace the current CT scanner with the new one, the old one must be sold out. So and we are going to and the medical center is going to sell it for 150,000. So that is bring some profits to the medical center, right? So net investment means how much in total we have invested in the project. In the first project we have invested, let's see, 659,715. This is acquisition cost plus the installation of the CT scanner. And at the second project we have invested a total 526,000. So as we are actually the price of a new CT scan is higher than the compared to the first project, but as we have some residual value from the previous CT scanner, we have got some revenues, 150,000. Then our investment would be lesser than in the previous project, right? Can you see it? It's 526,000. So I have some questions based on that slide. So replace the current CT scan. That means we are buying a new one and have to sell out the old CT scanner. So replace at the same place. When we purchase an additional CT scanner, we leaving the old CT scanner and putting installing the some additional CT scanner. And as we are going to install the additional CT scanner for a new place, we need for example, a new room. Do you know the CT scanner is a very huge equipment? It needs at least once a room or the place to install it to install it. So it takes as well some costs. Like here is given takes installation cost of 74,000. This is all that. So now we know how much the investment money needs the two kind of projects. As you can see, the purchasement of additional CT scanner is 659,000, and the replacement of the current CT scanner takes 526,000 of US dollars. So is it right? Are you clear with the investment costs? Let's see the next one. Right now we are going to see the cash inflows. How much actually the profits these two kind of project brings to the company. Okay, let's see. The cash flow over the 5 years. As we are, the lifetime of this CT scan is 5 years. We are going to use those CT scans 5 years. Then we have to see cash flows over the 5 years. First comes with the increase of savings in operating costs. Like in the first project, comes with a negative figure, 107,000 operating costs. As we are going to purchase an additional CT scanner, it takes some costs because of, for example, we need an additional staff for this CT scanner, for example. Of course, if we have more equipment, then we have more people to look after those CT scanners and work under them, right? So this is, we might guess that this operating cost is all about the recruiting an additional staff. And the project 2, it shows that it has a positive figure, 63,000 of savings in operating costs. For example, let's say as this is a new CT scanner which has been replaced. It's like it's a more new model, has maybe have some additional functions. So it might reduce our costs, like reduce our cost maybe in electricity, let's say. You know that some equipments based on working based on electricity, they must get some higher powers. Some of them is more economical. So this depends on equipment itself. So here is we might consider that we can get some the profits from this new CT scanner of 63,000. Because it's actually have some savings in the operating costs. So as we are, for example, I'm not a medical staff, and actually I don't know actually I have no idea about CT scan, how they work and what kind of function they have, but I can just guess that it might be more economical in usage of, as it is a new model. So and it brings some profits of 63,000. Okay. Next one, we have some additional revenue due to increased capacity. That means, as we are in the first project, we have bought some additional CT scanner that we can get some additional revenue, right? Because in our medical center we have two kind of CT scanners, which two would be work and brings the profit to the company. And the alternative two, which is in the second project, we have no additional revenue because we have replaced a new CT scanner with the old one. Next one comes with the savings due to reduced day of inpatients. Like if you have some crew, we have accrued of the patients. For example, here is in the first project, it brings the profits like 200,000. Reduced day of inpatients. We can get more patients based on two CT scanners, right? We can like, let's say, like we can offer the service of more than we can offer the service more than the previous one, which is. And the second, here is the second project, the project number 2. It brings some savings around 80,000. So it's lesser than the previous one, because while we have here is a difference between two projects. As in the first project, we are going to run the two CT scanners at the same time. That means we can get more patients, right? 2 times more than the second project. Then we have a difference in the time, in the money, in the profits. And another one, train for new machine. For example, as we are replacing the current CT scan in the second project, we need some training for the staff. We are going to expend some money. It's around 15,000 US$. And then we have to make calculation and to find our annual cost saving. How much actually we get some savings, or let's say some revenues from our CT scanners. At the first project, we will get 183,000 in overall. This is the summary of all cash flows, the summary of all cash inflows. This is it brings the cost savings or some profits 183,000 over the 5 years. And in the second project, we can see that it brings some profits in the first year, 128,000, and from the second to 5 years, the rest of years, it brings another 143,000. So you might guess which project is the best project here is. We have to consider about the investment costs, and as well how much the profits or savings it brings to the company. Can you see, make calculation based on your own? and let me know which project is the best in your own opinion and why it actually is. So you must be concentrated all the cash inflows and outflows of each project. Okay, like in the first one project we have a savings or profits 183,000. At the second project we have 128,000 and 143,000. And we can make comparisons of our investment costs. Let's see. Can you do the comparison to find the best project? Which means that if we have to choose the one project between two of them, which project must be considered is more profitable in our medical center? Okay, let me see. I have questions. Okay, questions. What is 100? Okay, some of you ask me, what is 128,000? Here, this is the total amount of all cash inflows. Okay, here is just take a total amount of cash inflows. You will get 128,000. So here is you have to make calculation to find the investment cost based on each project, and as well the cost savings, which is some profits based on each project. Which project brings the higher profits compared to each other? So can you do it? I think this is like shouldn't be difficult. Okay, I have some question from the student that's asking where I have got the amounts about the increasing savings in operating costs, like some additional revenue, that how we could bring, because this is a statement of cash flow of the medical center that they are providing us, how much they got the operating costs or savings during the 5 years. So if you have your own project, of course, you can do your own calculation and you can explain each figure, how you have got the each amount. But here is, as we are already have got the, which is already cash flow statement that already shows each amounts of the cost and savings and the expenses as well. You just have to make the decisions based on the cash inflows and outflows of two projects, which is the best you think that brings more profits. So for example, first of all, you must get the differences between your investments and the cost savings. At the first project, we have invested 659,715,000, right? It's around, okay, 660,000 at the first project. And we can receive some annual cost savings around 183,000 in overall. At the second project, we are investing 526,000 of the US dollars. You see, here is we have differences. Can you see which is the best of the project based on the investment? You have to remember that the lesser cost the project is the best, right? So, first of all, based on the investment cost, we can say that the second project is the best project compared to the first one, because it has a lesser cost of investments, right? Only 526 compared to 660. Can you see a difference? Like here is, this is the best one. And next one, we do consideration based on cash inflows, how much we can save the money and get the profits from two projects. As you can see, at the first project, we have got the savings 183,000. You must assume that this is the profit that project brings. And at the second project, for the first year, you see it says that it brings the cost savings or profits 128,000, and as well from the years to 5 brings 143,000. So in total, how much it would be? Can you make calculation? Is how much is around 281, right? 281. You have to add two amounts, 182,000 plus 143 in the second project. So you will find the total savings of the project number 2. $271. Yes, right. You see? And we can say that the second project brings 271 cost savings or the profits, and it is higher than the first project, right? In the first project is only 183,000. So we can say that the second project, alternative 2, where we do replace the currency discount, is the best project compared to the first one. Because first, the investment cost is the lesser than the first one. It's the only 526,000. And as well, the cost savings or profits are higher than the first one, because it's the totaling the 271,000. Is more than 183,000, right? So you just compare this is 3 figures. I think this is must be clear already. So you are asking me to explain the rest of figures like 143,000. Please don't consider about how we get the money, how we got some costs or savings based on each items. As we in these cash flows, we have already given all the figures for you, and you have to make decisions based on what you are see already, based on your own analysis, to make decisions on investments and on the cost savings amounts. This is like 143,000, which says that cost savings brings from year 2 to 5. Here is no explanation. This is examples. Sometimes gives you no explanation because we can't see the details of this amount. You have to make all the amounts which is given to you, and with the support you can do evaluation and make your decisions already given to you. Nothing new or some details you won't be you are not necessary for you to find or to make a calculation. What you need for what kind of amounts or items you have it in your cash flow is already here. No, you shouldn't ignore. So, okay, you are just proposing me to ignore the amount 143,000. No, you shouldn't ignore, because it's already shown that the annual cost for the project 2 for the first year is 128,000, but For the rest of years, it's additional 143,000. So you must add these two amounts, like take the cumulative amounts of two cost savings. Okay, you have to consider about this amount as well. So, as we can see all items given to you with the figures and explanation that what is the cash inflows and outflows amounts, and what kind of investment we have on each project, and what actually expense we have, and the cost savings, like profits we have for each project. You just have to make a decision based on the figures only. Like a simple one, like here, make a calculations to find the higher profits on the cost savings, and as well the lower cost for investment. So based on our city scanner project, that we can conclude that the best project is alternative to where we can replace our current city scanner for a new one, because it takes lesser investments, right? The cost of investment would be lesser than the first one, and as well it brings more profits in the cost savings for the company. And as well, it's no need any kind of installation cost, like for example, or to train the new staff, or sorry, the train new staff we need for the second project, like installation, for example, costs, or some additional place to place the additional CT scanner.
Excuse me, ma'am. I have a question.
These kind of examples will be given to you, and based on this, you have to make the decisions and compare 2 or 3 of kind of projects and identify, based on the evaluation and analysis of the cash flows, which is the best project for the company, which means which takes lesser investments and as well brings the higher profits. Okay.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Okay, I have seen your answer. Okay, sorry, I have seen right now that Mr. Nasat Wale wants to say something. Okay, go ahead, please.
I think we are still confused with 140,000 from where it
we cannot hear you.
Yes, you are hearing me.
Change. Okay, I have to change your role to the presenter. Then you can talk.
Still confused.
Mr. Nasafali, can you?
Yes, I can hear.
I'm sorry, but I don't hear you. That's strange one. What happens? Okay, can you hear me, all of you? Please let me know. Okay, that's strange because I can't hear the Mr. Nasat Wali. I'm not sure why. Strange one. Let me arrange my microphone, and I have to hear you actually. Why I can't? That's strange one. Sorry, that's. Okay, please write down the question because that's the strange one. I have to hear you actually. Maybe I have some problems with my microphone. Okay, here is given two examples that you have seen where you can make a decision based on the two kinds of projects. So, and right now we are going to see a different methods how to choose the best project for the company, how we can do calculation and to find the best project for the company. Before to proceed, let me answer for your question. So you're still asking me the question how we find the 143,000 of the cost savings for the second project. Here is in the examples is already given the amount without any explanation of details. Okay, so you just have to consider only about the total amounts of the 143,000 between the years 2 and 5. The details is not given. That could be examples are different one. But if you are making the decision based on your own projects or based on the project which you are in the company, so if you would like to know all details of the figures or items you are given in the statements, you can, of course, you can acquire from your presenters who's presenting in the project itself, and have questions where you get and how we could get the amount of savings and ask the details. In this example, it's not given the details. This example I have taken from the books based on the financial management. And the details of the cost savings amounts are not given on the second project, just given in total amount. So that is enough for you actually to make decisions based on two projects. Yeah, this as I told you, this is a total amount of annual cost savings, but it's from years 2 to 5. So as we can see, this is a two kind of project. The project can be in the terms of expenditure or some proposal of a new project. Like expenditure, when we say that the project based on capital expenditure decision, that we do expenditure, we do invest in money to buy new equipment or plant or machinery or something else. But sometimes we can say it's a project as well because we do make investment and trying to receive some profits or some cost savings. So you won't be confused when I use two different words, projects or expenditures, or sometimes we can call it proposals. Like the managers give you 2 or 3 kinds of proposals, you have to choose the best one and make analysis and evaluations. Okay, I hope you're clear with the example. We can move for the next one. Okay. I think. Okay. Okay, I have changed my the presenter name when I have tried to manage the Mr. Nasrat Wali. You become the host. Can you change and let me be the host and presenter of the classes, because I have done something wrong with the system. I'm sorry. Mr. Nasrat, you have to click on the right side of the mouse and make presenter of the host, me, the Mohammad Reza Khosravi, the name of the host name. Please make me the presenter of the classes, so then I can manage my slides, the presentation. So okay, Mr. Nasrafadi, you have to click on my name, Mohammad Reza Khosravi, which is the host, and click on the right side of the mouse and make presenter. Like must be the function of make presenter. Okay, I think. Okay, that's fine. I think. Yeah, I already managed. It's okay. Okay, thanks a lot. I was done something wrong with the system. Now it's okay. Now it's fine. Now I am presenter and I can manage the presentations. Okay, let's move. So let's see the techniques which help us to analyze the capital expenditure proposals or the projects. Like we are going to see the two most the important and the simplest techniques, the payback period and the accounting rate of return. And you have to remember that these methods do not take the account of the time value of money. And let's see each of them. So the payback method, what is the payback? The amount of time it will take for the cash inflows from the project to accumulate cover the original investment. The payback period, the formula is here is given to you. You have to take your investment money, initial investment, how much you're going to actually invest to the project, and divide on the annual cash flow, how much you receive the profits of the cash flow. This simple formula will not work if you have a project has even cash flows patterns. So that means this actually formula works for the projects where the cash flows of the profits over the years are constant, like the same. Let me show you some examples. The payback period, actually the method, this is a method cost like how much, how fast we can get back our investment money which we spent in the project. Okay, this is why it's called payback method. How fast we can get back the investment money on the project. And here is some example for you based on the payback period. Like, for example, assume we have two kinds of project, A and B project. So we have some cost investments on the projects. Like in the A, we invest $400 of US, and at the project B, we have invested $400 US. So the investments of the amounts of two projects are the same, right? And the project is given for 3 years. So right now we are going to see how much the profit each project brings to the company. The project A, the first year brings 200, the second year brings 200, and the third year brings the 100 USD of the profits. And the project B, we have receiving the 100 in the first year of profits, 200 in the second year, and the 300 in the third year. So we have to make the decisions which project to choose and select the one project among the two of them. And we have to make decision and make analysis which project is the best project for the company and select the one of them. As you can see, the investment costs are the same for the two projects, for A and B, right? Let's see the cash inflows, which means maybe the profits or savings that project brings are different. In the project A is in total amount of 600, right? And the project B is in total amount of 600, same 600. So we have the same amount of profits for two projects at the total amount over the 3 years. But here is the differences. In the project A, the profits are the higher in the earliest years, right? You see, in the first year it already brings 300 of cash back. But in the project B, is the profits is lowest in the first few years. In the first year, for example, it's 100 only. So based on this cash flow statement, you have to make the analysis and evaluation of two projects and say me which project is the best project for the company in terms of profits, in terms of investments. So to find the payback period, you remember the payback period is a time how fast we can get back our investment money from the projects. And we can do calculation based on the formulas. As we are formulas, the cash flows brings a different amounts over the 3 years. We cannot use the previous formula. But we can use the different formula, which I'm going to show you. Okay, it's been showed. Okay, it's present in the second example. Anyway, let's see, the payback period for the project A is 1.5 years. So the project A, in the project A, the investment money can be back in the 1.5 years, right? What about the project B? The investment can be get back in the 2 years and the 2 years and the 2 years and around 3 months, right? So here is we can say that the project A is the best project. We can select the project A as say that is the best project between two of them because it has a shorter payback period. That means we can faster get back our investment money compared to the project B. So the shorter payback period, the better project itself. You have to make consideration on the time. The faster we can get our money, that is the best project would be considered. So how we have done the calculation based on the project? Okay, let's see. In the payback period, we have to get our investment money back, right? The investment money in the project A equal to 400. So how fast we can get back our 400 during the 3 years? In the first year, we will get the 300, and the rest money we have a 100, right? That's why we have put the 1.5. That another 100 will be taken from the second year during the half months. This is the calculation. Let me show you in the charts because it wasn't given here. That's like 100. You have to 100, which is amount would need to to complete your investments, which is you will divide on the 200 of investment which you have in the second year. So you will get 0.5 or let me show you, or 122. It's like. So this is there is a calculation based on the formula which I'm going to show you later in the another example, in the second example. So as we are invested 400 in the project, and from the first year we can get back our 300 money, right? And left is the 100. And this 100 we can get from the second year, where we have to 100 divide on the 200, and you will get 0.5. So that means we can get our money back in the first project in 1.5 years, like this. Yeah, it's around half of second year. What about this for the project B? Here is it takes 2 years because the project B in the first year brings only 100. So we have to take our 400 of investment and deduct our 100 profits which brings in the first year, then deduct our 200 profits which brings in the second year. So it would be equal to 100 which is left. Then those 100 we can get from the third year. It's the third proportion of the whole years. Let me show you how we have got. Like that. This is for project. I have more better good examples. I will show you later. This example is not so, because this example based on the formula which would be provide you later. I don't know why I have put the here is. This could be done. So just right now I send you the calculation based on the payback period of the second project, project B. Okay, I have a question like asking me how we can actually say which project is the best for the company. For the project B has a better long-term income than the project A. Okay, first of all, as we are a financial manager, we have to make analysis based on the statements, which is like income statements or cash flow statements. And sometimes we do receive these kind of examples of investments or proposals or projects. And sometimes the divisional managers or any kind of managers or initiators in the company, they can provide you a few different projects which have different investments and bring different profits. And you have to make decisions to select one of project, because you have, if you have not enough money for all of projects, you might be considered for and focus on the one project only. You see? And here is, as we are given two kinds of different projects, A and B, with the same investments, as you can see, 400 only for each of them, but with a different profit that brings for each of years from the beginning, right? So it's always been assumed, always been actually been considered that the best project is that project which brings the higher profits on the earliest years. As you can see, the project A brings the 300 of investments in the 300 of the cashback money in the first year. You see, it's already we can get back our money on the 300. It almost would be like closed our expenses, right? But if you can see in the total amounts of the cash flows of profits of two projects, if they are same, right here, 600 for over the two projects over the 3 years, that means the quickly we can get our money back is the best project must be considered. As we can say that we have no idea, or it's very difficult to make precaution for the future. That we have no idea what it could be done after 2 or 3 years. That should we get back our 300 of the project B at the end of the 3rd year or not? You see, so the best decision for the managers, the faster we can get, the quicker we can get our investment, is the better project will be assumed. The sooner we can get money, the best project, you see. But sometimes we can face some crises even inside of our companies. For example, we have made some project for the two kind of project like A and B for both of them. Let's see. If we have that in the project A, at the first day we already can get the 300 of investments, which would be closer to our investment cost, right? But and the crisis we might be faced at the 2nd year. Let's say we wouldn't get the money of the profits on the 2nd and 3rd year because we have faced some financial problems, let's see, with the project, or our partners being liquidated or bankrupt or something else. You know, it's a lot of different kind of situation could be done, could be happening actually. But in the project B, like for example, if we can face some crisis in the 2nd year, then we could receive only 100 of investments from our 400 investment expenses, only 100 of profits from our investments, you see? So we are losing already 300 of our investments. Like in this situation, in the payback period, you have to consider that the shorter period of payback money is the best project would be considered. Let's see the next examples. I have the ones is the interesting. The second example based on the payback period. The first thing to calculate the payback period is to summarize the cash flow of investment in a table that we have done. You remember this is previously I have shown. This is the cash flow in the table that we will show the investment expenses and as well our profit or savings. The primary data required to calculate the payback period is the 5-year cash inflows and cash outflows of the investment. Let's see the examples where we have projects over the 5 years. Okay, you're asking, I can see the request to finish the class for today. Let me see, this is, we haven't, this is a topic, is very huge one, as well the previous one, ratio. Let's finish this example number 2. We can finish our payback method, and then tomorrow we can continue with another technique and methods. Okay. Let's finish this. Here is from 5-10 minutes only. Let's see another example. Here is, let's assume the cash inflows and cash outflows for the investment following. The cash inflows, which means like inflows, which means the cash we will get, like a profits or savings from the project, is a 300 of USD per year from the year to 5. So we are going to receive profit of the 300 every year during the 5 years. And cash outflows that we are going to invest the money to the project is 800 in the first year and the 150 in the second year. And have no expected cost in the year from 3 to 5. So we have some cost only for the first 2 years. And net cash flow of each year from year to 5. Let's see the table of the cash flows investment. Here is the cumulative cash flow, the sum of all cash inflows and outflows of the project. Like as I told you, the cash inflows that the profits we receive during the 5 years is 300 for each year, right? For the year 1 is 3, year 2 same 300, for the year 3 is 300, and the rest of for the rest years is we receive 300 of US dollars. And cash outflow, how much we invest, the investments, our cost investments. As in the first year we invest 800, and the second year we invest 150, and the rest of years is comes with 0, that we have no any investment costs. Let's see the net cash flows. Actually, the net cash flows, how much we would have a difference between inflows and outflows for the each years. And the first year is 500 in negative amount. In the year second is 150. This is a simple calculation. 300 minus 150, you'll get 150 of net cash flows. This is, you have to take cash inflows minus your cash outflows. You will get the net cash flows. Okay. And let's see the calculations of these cash flows. Like cash inflows of the profits over the 5 years, we have it's equal to 1,500, right? This is here is you have to 300 of profits, annual profits, multiply on the 5 years. All this amount here is shown you already. So you will get the cash inflows over the 5 years is 1,500. What about the cash outflows? The cash outflows is equal to negative amount 950. Is 800 of negative plus 150 the investments. And net cash flows, in the simple example, how we can make calculations, take your cash outflows 950 and deduct from your cash inflows 1,500. You will get net cash flows. This is actually net cash flow. This is the profit at the end of the 5 years that we are investing to the project 950 of US dollars, and we are getting the profits 550 in the positive amount that we are receiving the profits. You see, this is simple calculation how we can get the net cash flows from the inflows and the outflows. That how much we do invest in the project and how much profits we do receive from the project actually. And right now, this is just, we have prepared the table of cash flows. Right now, we are going to find the payback period of this example of this project. So payback period. So in the previous example, you remember I have used this formula, like Y plus A divided by 2 divided by B, whereas Y is the total number of years before the payback year, in this case Okay, the total number of years before the payback year. In this case, is year 3. A is the total remaining top which is be paid in order to make the cumulative cash flow 0. In the case here is A is equal to $50. And the B is a total payback amount in entire payback year. In this case, is amount of 300 USD. So, based on the formula, when we put all the items on the formula, we will get that the payback period of this project will be equal to 3.17 years. Is it around 3 years and the 2 months, let's say. Or if you would use the first formula, based on the first formula, which is applicable in the project where annual cash flows of the project life are constant, which means are same, like here is we have 300 profits for each year, where is the same amount of the profits for the each years, we can use the first formula. Take your investments, 950, and divide on your annual average profits is 300. You will get your payback period like a 3.17 years. It's 3 years and 2 months around. So that means you will get your money back among the 3 years and 2 months. And I think this is all about the payback period on example number 2. So did you understand the example number 2, the calculation? First of all, we have to prepare the table of cash flows, and then we can find the payback period of the project. Okay, as I can see, you already tried it, and you're asking me to continue the class on the tomorrow, right? We have a tomorrow class, so it's already 6 o'clock on my time. Okay, let's finish right now, and we are going to complete our topic on tomorrow classes. But I have to say, we have a very huge this topic, and I hope we could finish for tomorrow. We'll try. We have to try to complete all our new topics in the May and exam as well. Okay, just remind me that I would explain you this example number 2 on the tomorrow's classes, that if I won't be remembered that anyway. So we have done the half topics, then I hope tomorrow we'll complete all of them. So please, I have a request for you, try to review by your own this topic, because it's a huge one, a lot of calculations given to you. So try to review 1 to 2 times, then you won't have some very simple questions based on the calculations, because that you could remind all your information in your mind. That would be easier for you to understand better. Okay? So I have received actually already all your homework assignment papers. That's on my mailboxes. I would see all of you. So I'm still receiving some of the assignments from the students. Don't worry, because all is being actually evaluating and making the list with could put your results based on your papers, and all those the results on your papers, which means on the results on your homework assignments, will be considered in the exam paper, in the exam results, which would be will be seen as a whole evaluation of your study based on financial management measure. Okay, some of you asking me that we need to know how much we did correctly. I mean, do you mean based on your exercise, right? As you know that you have already have a solution based on each assignment, and actually I'm trying to send you after each classes, so you can make a comparison to find your correction, your mistakes by your own. Because I have one list based on all of students which have done the different assignments. So if I would, let's say, if I would show it, it will show you the results of all your assignments. That will begin with the whole list of students. That is not correct. That some students would see the rest of students' marks or results based on the homework assignments. But if I would give it individually, that it takes a lot of time to me to prepare individually the list of all your homework assignments done during the 3 months. As you see, we are already starting 3 months of the financial management, right? That's what I'm talking about. That I want to share with you the information which you can see the results of the rest of students. That is not correct, and not ethical. To some of you might be considered that's like you have bad results beyond the rest of students or something else. That is some compliance could be done, can be happen. That's why I'm not sharing with you that list of results. And as I have told you, all the results, which is based on the homework assignments, will be considered in the exam. Okay, let me explain you. Like, for example, if you have done your exam paper at the higher marks, you have passed it already, then that's fine, right? If you have got already higher marks at the high grade point, that is very good. But if you haven't passed it, you need a few points to pass your exam. Then I'm going to see your list. I'm going to see my list on based on homework assignment and your results on it. If I can see that you have done most of the assignments and as well most of them are correctly, then I can I can add some grade points to your overall exam marks. That will be increased, and you would be able to pass your exam actually based on the financial management. But if you have done already recorded, then I want to consider that you have done the homework assignment. I mean, you have made a lot of mistakes that won't affect your exam marks, which is already a good one. You see? So this is all the things I do is the best for you. I'm trying to make you pass all your exams on the financial management. And for example, based on the VVS administration, for example, with the previous semester, we had grade points between 0 to 4 for each of the projects. Like from 0 to 2, you didn't pass your exam, you failed. From 2 to 4, you have passed your exam or your major. And for example, if you have got the 3 grade points or 4 grade points based on your exam, but let's say your homework assignments are not so good, or you have a lot of mistakes, I won't be concerned about your in this case, I won't concerned about your homework assignments results, because you already have done good your job in the exam, because the exam would be prevailing, which would be the most important results. But for example, if you have not enough some grade points to pass your exam, like you have got a 1.5 grade points, you need another 0.5 points, then I will go back to my list. We'll see all your homework assignments. If you have done them, most of them, and most of them are correct, actually, then I will add some points to your overall exam results. That will allow you to pass the exam at the overall. You see. But sometimes it could be happening if you didn't pass your exam, then you didn't send me any kind of assignments, let's say. Then here is no choice for me to evaluate you as a fail on the major, right? So this is will consider all of things that in evaluation of your in evaluation of your exam results. Yes, right. Okay, that's all. So all about the exam questions and instruction on exam, I will be giving you on the next week, on the next Friday. So the explanation on that, because we haven't completed our topics, let's complete all of them, then we can start the discussion on the exam. Okay. Please be focused on the topics and the assignments, homework assignments first. This is most important. Okay, thank you very much for joining the class. See you tomorrow at the same time. Goodbye.